Welcome back to another Quick Wins episode. Are you struggling to create a nightly routine that works for you? In this episode, I'm going to give you the best advice that I have for creating a routine that's going to set you up for success. Hey there, it's me, Marissa here, and if you're like most people, you struggle with creating a nightly routine that works for you. You want to go to bed at a reasonable hour, but somehow something always comes up, and before you know it, it's 2 a.m. and you just binge watch your favorite TV show for hours, and now your mind is racing because you are panicking about things that happened 10 years ago or things that may or may not ever happen in the future. We've all been there, at least I have. And in this episode, I'm going to share with you my best advice for creating a nightly routine that's going to kick that habit to the curb and set you up for success. So let's get started. The first step that I have for you is to figure out what time you need to wake up in the morning and then work backwards. So if you need to be up at 6 a.m., then you need to work yourself backwards to figure out what time your bedtime should be. The average person needs 7.5-ish hours. I'm going to tell you that your REM sleep cycle goes in hour-and-a-half increments. So if you hit the snooze button, it's going to reset that cycle and you're going to be groggy for the next hour and a half, even if you've only slept 10 minutes. Whereas if you would just get up with your alarm, anyway, that's a whole nother science episode that will maybe come out someday. But right now we are figuring out what your ideal bedtime would be. So let's get back to it. When you set that up, you need to decide how many hours of sleep is best for me. Some people are convinced that they only need 5 or 6 hours of sleep. That's debatable. They say that healthy, and other people more qualified than I am to do the research, scientists, say that you need 7 to 8 hours of sleep to be at your optimal health. So I go with 7.5 because it's a nice in-between number. Once you've figured out your bedtime, though, you need to stick to it. So I'm notorious for getting into a creative mood at 8 p.m. and all of a sudden 11:30 rolls around and my bedtime routine is out the window. I cannot let that happen anymore. I have an alert that goes off on my phone when it's time to start getting ready for bed, and I've had to put systems in place to help me establish this routine of a bedtime. Something else that you need to establish is a routine before you actually lay down in your bed. That does not include binge watching your TV shows. No screens at least a half hour before bed. Turn the TV off, put the phone away, and find something that you can do that is relaxing. So reading. My brain associates reading with going to sleep because that's what I've trained it to do. Maybe taking a bath is going to be your thing, or using relaxation techniques. Maybe you're going to do nighttime yoga or listen to a sleep story. Something else that you need to do is to avoid caffeine and alcohol before bed. Every time. It gets me every time. This Mountain Dew is not going to do anything to me if I drink it at 7 p.m. Guess what? Does it every time. I'm up for hours. Avoiding caffeine and alcohol allows your brain to get into that routine. It doesn't have the racing thoughts. It's not stimulated. It's not in its relaxed state from alcohol, because what happens is you might feel sleepy, but your brain wakes up an hour and a half later and is ready to go. So you need to just avoid that as much as possible before bed. You also need to make sure that your bedroom is cool, dark, and quiet. Maybe you need a sound machine. My kids use one. I love it, actually, when theirs aren't on. It's too quiet anymore. Give it a try. Try some different things. Don't turn your nose up to any of these suggestions until you've tried it for more than one night. You also need to get up and get moving every day, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Getting your body moving and being as active as you can be allows your body to rest at night. If you're sitting at a desk all day, or you're laying on the couch and you're lounging around, your body just stays in that state and it doesn't understand when it's time to go to bed. That's what it's time to do. So get up, get moving, stand at your desk for a while, take an extra trip or two down the end of the hallway, whatever it is to get your body moving. Hit the gym, do an at-home workout, do some yoga flows, whatever works for you. You do you, okay? The last thing that I have for you today is to keep a positive attitude towards sleep. Do not tell yourself, I just can't fall asleep at night, or I'm a terrible sleeper. Don't tell yourself those things, because what does your brain learn? Class? Oh, no, I'm not a teacher anymore, so sorry. But it learns that that's what it is. Your body will do what you're telling it. If it thinks it's a terrible sleeper, it's going to continue to be a terrible sleeper. Okay? Keep a positive attitude, keep trying new things, find a routine and a system that works best for you. I'm not saying doing all these things are going to put you into a deep sleep all night, every night for the rest of your life, and you're never going to have to worry about being exhausted again. I'm giving you that disclaimer right here. Not it. It's not going to happen. But setting yourself up for setting yourself up for optimal success is the key to this. So every time you think about your bedtime routine, think about the priority. What is the priority of this? It is to set myself up for success in the morning. It's to get me to a good night's sleep. Think about your intention of why you're doing it. You're not just stringing random activities together because some person on the internet told you to. It's to get better sleep. It's to wake up happier and healthier in the morning and to conquer your day. So, nighttime routines, they're a great way to set yourself up for success. And by following the advice in this episode, you can definitely create a routine that works for you and helps you get the most out of your time. So I would love to know in the comments here, what tips do you have for creating a successful nighttime routine?